Hi, this is Buzz, and I'm going to try to keep this short and to the point as possible. This is how to install cabinet levelers or furniture levelers and why you need them. Here's a look at what I bought from Amazon. It was a 24 pack for $45.99. Kenning Hardware. You got here in like 2 days or something like that. Okay, so I started out with my 9-inch wide cabinet, and one reason you need to have these on there is because if you ever get water on the floor, most cabinets are made out of MDF, which can never get wet, which is why when I painted these, I painted the bottom too, but I'm going to have them adjusted so that all corners are at least a little bit off. See, that's how they adjust. It's got a hex nut on this end, and I thought of this idea of drilling the hole through the cabinet's upside down, by the way, through the inside of the cabinet. So when I want to adjust the cabinets, I just open the door, stick my arm in there, insert the extra long 532 Allen wrench through there, and then I can adjust them. They give you an Allen wrench, but as you see, it's the real short type. That's useless, but I don't think they were paying that much attention to what they were selling, because they also included these wrenches, which these don't have nuts. So they must have got them confused with other levelers that they sell. Some of the tools that you should have handy to make this possible. I'm using a 1/2-inch speed bore with an extension bit. So you'll drill from this side, and the other side you can just trim the fur away. It's gonna leave a little bit of furring, but it's still all right. So you're wondering, how do you get that hole aligned with where this is going to come down? Now, you could just eyeball it if you wanted to play risky, but I don't. So I bought a piece of 3/8 rod. I cut a piece off of it about 8 inches long. Lowered it into there through the hole, and then when it was there and it looked like it was, it kind of wobbles a bit, so you kind of got to eyeball it like that. Then you'll mark around it with a pen or a pencil, mark the hole. Then you got to take that back out. So yeah, the smaller cabinets are no fun, and you're still going to have to, so just install 2 of the screws, and with the smaller cabinet, you're going to have to use a manual screwdriver because of the clearance here. So to ease that up, do a little pilot drill with a little hand drill like this. Just a few twists, go in just about 1/8 of an inch or so, just so that the screw has something to go in. And then every screw, get the beeswax and rub it on the beeswax so you got some wax in the threads, and they'll go in a lot easier that way. And so it's pretty time consuming because you got to take the feet out, and then you got to put in the rod. You got to mark the spot, and of course you can't drill that hole with this thing there. You have to take it back out after you mark the hole, then drill the hole, then put it back. There wasn't any instructions with these, and they didn't even hint at drilling a hole through the cabinet in order to adjust the height. I don't know what they thought you were going to do. A lot of these different brands of levelers, they have like a nut right here, and I guess they think you're supposed to use the nut to raise or lower the thing. There is no nut on these, by the way, in case I didn't say that clear enough. These don't have it. So some of the other ones do, and I still don't see how in the hell you would be able to adjust the height of the cab, because once they're down on the floor, you're going to have another cab next to it, and then another cab. You're not going to be able to get to the side. You know what I'm saying? The only other type of leveler I saw that made sense like this was called the Easy Leveler system, which was about $35 per cabinet. It had a long thing here, and then you would adjust the height from the front of the cab. It has, you know, you drill holes, and then you would turn it here to adjust the back, and turn this one to adjust the front. And this is doing the same thing, except you have to reach inside the cab. And I don't know if anybody else is doing it this way, but like I said, you definitely want to use levelers on cabinets to get, even if the floor was as flat as a pool table, because you want to pick it up off the floor at least 1/8 of an inch in case you ever flood the floor, because these cabinets can't get wet. Maybe this was okay in the 50s. I don't know how. I guess there is ways to use shims, but if you're gonna have to use shims, get the composite ones. You don't have to worry about water getting in them, and then you would get mildew. And if you ever had a dog pee on it and it runs down there, the water's gonna soak up the urine. Okay, so what you're seeing here is where I removed the laminate countertop earlier today, and you have to have your cabinets down first, of course, before the laminate countertop, but they have to be level. So once you get the cabinets in here level, I have a really long level. I don't have a laser level. Everybody says in their videos, you gotta have one of these. I guess I gotta have one then. I don't think they had it when the people that did this kitchen back in the late 80s. I don't know, they were probably just using a leveler. I never even checked to see how level they were. Of course, this gets dramatically more important if you're ever gonna have quartz or granite installed, because there's no flexibility, and I'm not though, and they weigh a ton. And it wasn't that I didn't want to spend the money on it, it was the fact that my kitchen's so small, and that to put it here the way that it is, you know, it just doesn't make sense. I have a corner sink, and here's a sample of what I picked out. It was from Home Depot, and the name of it is White Ice Granite. This piece was $99 just for this 4-foot piece. That's going here. You have to cut it. There's a zillion videos on how to cut laminate countertops, so I'm not going to go through any details about that. So this is my old one, and that'll be what'll be going down. And I made when I removed my sink this morning, I got a piece of cardboard and I made a template of the sink, and here's what it looks like. Yeah, I just laid down this cardboard and traced around the hole that was already in the countertop because it was a good fit. So now I got this when I get the new one, and I got the thing there. Then I'm gonna put this down and mark it, and then use a jigsaw with a special laminate blade to cut out the thing, use silicone and all that jazz. I'm using my old sink. I cleaned it out fairly well, and I know dual sinks are very unpopular, but like I said, this is a small kitchen, and that's why the people chose that style of a sink, because to put one here, a big one, you would have no countertop space left over. I didn't have much with the corner sink, so kind of stuck with the corner sink, and of course that makes it easier because there's less manipulation of the plumbing. I was lucky when I closed my turned my water off. These didn't leak at all. These will probably have to go, or I'll have to move them at least. So that's about it, and good luck leveling your cabinets, and if you have any questions, just ask them in the comments. Thank you. Goodbye.